for you, from where you've come from, I call there's enough scar tissue there from you standing up that even though you're working on the right takeaway, the right top, you have to have that feeling of the right hip never getting closer while the left hip gets behind. Let's focus on what we've done in the past. Bag stand up against the butt, right?
Yeah.
So go to the top. We're going to rehearse this one. Now, when you turn back to the ball, here's the key. Your right hip is never going to get closer to the ball again. Exactly, dude. And then left one gets behind it. There it is right there. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
So a great way of explaining how the lower body works. Ready? We're going to do this a little 1, 2, 3 move, okay? Here's 1 to the top. Now watch. 2 is right into the slot position. Look how my right hip never gets closer to the ball, but my left hip comes back and matches it. From here, I deliver through impact. The right hip still never moved closer to the ball. Left hip gets behind it. So ready? 1, 2, 3. And that right there is using that lower body efficiently and not moving towards the target and getting up on the toes, okay? And just feel yourself get that left hip back behind the right without the right ever getting closer. That's a great thought. I'm gonna hit one for you with that thought, okay?
All right.
I'm gonna show you. It exaggerates the feeling a little bit, but here it is. This is left getting behind right without right getting any closer. See how I really exaggerated it?
Yeah.
And you know what's cool? That was ripped. That was constant rotation right there. Never had to stall out. Never had to do that backing into the target that so many talk about. It was already there.
Yeah.
But I stayed in posture and I felt like it was full steam ahead. Just rotate. The perfect rehearsal. Boom. Boom. But the thought for the swing might be get the left hip back behind the right without the right ever getting closer.
Gotcha.
Okay? There it is. Watch this again. That has helped the most people. When I say it like that, it's typically it's like that thing that clicks and I watch the person start hitting the golf ball and it looks like there's no stalling of the hips. They open it up beautifully and they create a ton of space for them to swing underneath them and return their hands back to where they started. So. Let's take a quick break in the action to remind you that Porzak Golf doesn't want you just playing your best, but wants you looking your best also, which is why Porzak Golf and Johnny O have teamed up to give you a 15% off discount code below. Let's get back to the action. That was your best swing of the day by far.
Thank you.
Best swing of the day by far right there. Gosh, was that good. So I want you guys to understand this too. Check this out. Bag stand. Here, I'll do it for you, just when I want you to see us, and I want you to do it after. Check this out. Turn around with Kevin over there and watch this. So how this relates to what we talked about. And here's another way of saying this. I go to the top. The only thing touching it is my right cheek, right? Well, here's the cool thing. The right stays up against it, and the left comes back and matches it. And the only thing that pushes my right off of that is my left one getting even farther behind. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So there's my right one up against it. There's both up against it in the slot, and my left one pushes my right one off of it, not that my right one came off of it. Okay? It's a cool way to think about it.
Gotcha.
Get in there and try that without a ball for a second. Got to get a little taller for you, bud.
Yeah.
Guys don't stay at my height. Go back to the top, into the slot with the hands right back down. Boom. Okay. Okay. There it is. And dude, your goal is to make this one piece and that one piece all the way into that wall right there that we talk about.
Gotcha.
So here we go. Let's get it. Up to the top and right down here. Oh, dude. You feel your butt push back up against that?
Yeah.
I even saw that bag stand hop a little bit back there in transition. Had like a little jump to it, which means he actually pushed back into it. And we've all seen Tiger's, you know, the Instagram video or his video where he goes like this, right? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best of all time. Really feeling something drastic in order to get that. So for somebody who's gone this way for a very long time, that's a feeling that needs to be worked on. And I always say, if you're going to get the hips going, you better get those hands going with it, right? Because that's the only thing that screws this up is leaving those hands behind, and then there's nowhere to go, right? So watch how my hands move with my lead hip. Boom. And then right through, right?
Yeah.
All right, buddy, it's good. for our golfers who aren't filming themselves, who are out there hitting golf balls on their own, I always encourage people to read their ball flight. So what Brady's seeing right now is less toe contact, first of all.
Definitely.
Because when he gets steep, you stand up, shaft, gets real high, and it pulls towards you. A lot of steep players hit the toe, okay? That's why. Now, not only getting more center contact, so something's changing,
Yeah.
but we're seeing balls that aren't starting left of your line. We're seeing golf balls that aren't cutting.
Yeah.
They're not slicing, they're not going weak right, they're all trapped. They either stay straight a little bit out to the right, or they turn a little bit back to the left. So we're starting to see you're shaping it the right way.
Definitely.
As a result of the swing, right? If we were steeper and across it, we're going to see a lot of pulls, we're going to see a lot of cuts, start left golf balls. But he's seeing him start all on line now, and if anything, a tiny little draw. So it's he can read his ball flight and know that if he's hitting that little baby draw, and it's not starting left, he's definitely coming in a little bit shallower and more down the line. Brady, go ahead and set up in there, and this is going to be cool. So these two drills marry perfectly. So we have our hand path device being made right now. It's going to be coming out soon. It's going to hold the rod right there. If your butt stays up against that, your hands are going to be able to get back under this, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? Go to the top of your swing. Show the viewer if the butt comes off of it and towards me, where are those hands going?
Straight out.
Straight out, no matter what, right? Cool. All right, buddy. I see a lot of people do this, guys. Like a lot of people do this, showing up, and they start getting this down. They're like, oh yeah, I figured out how to rotate in posture now. And they do it, but they always kick the hands out here. I'm always quick to tell them, hey, remember, your hands started right here. So when the club goes back, you want to get them back to right there. And that's the whole point of rotating in posture.
Yeah.
This moves forward, well, the hands have to move out. High hands, shaft like this, right? So watch this. 1, 2, look where they're coming back to. And then 3, right? And that's what I want to see you do better, okay? And I can help you with that by just leaving this here. Oh, get those babies in there. See, they wanted to get out a little bit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There it is. You got that?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
There we go.
Like, that was ridiculously good. Oh.
Just jumps, too.
Jumps, right? That's what I'm talking about. He said the jump. It's that wall-to-wall impact, club face on back of ball, and hitting it at the right angle, not the glancing blow that would be a steeper swing. So much better, dude.
Thank you.
So that's one thing that we do at Poor Zach Golf too. We get the most out of a player's technique. Okay, connection, rotation, the rotate and release, hitting that wall-to-wall impact. And then we'll pick up the pace as we go. But let me tell you, people think that speed's everything. I know it's a big topic these days, and our players, through having connection and being up there at the top of everything together, can really hit the gas on the way through. But let me tell you, you take a guy like a Cameron Sisk, for example, and I watched Cam. Cam could swing 10 miles per hour slower than somebody else and still hit it as far as them. It's like, why? Well, the club just goes like this, boom. And that's incredibly important. It's like you watch it with wedges all the time. I watch guys swing, 100 miles per hour with a wedge, and they hit it 80 yards. And, we get up there and swing shoulder to shoulder with dead hands, feeling like it's going at 75 miles per hour, and the ball takes off at this angle because it's all efficient and not at this angle. And, that one will go 20, 30 yards farther. About his changes he's made today are leading to his club face smacking the ball the way it needs to, and that's why the ball's jumping not only online and going in the right direction, but just with a real nice tight ball flight that's getting off the face faster. Awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Awesome. But hey, as far as filming, I think we got what we need out of that one.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah, so what some drivers, and we'll off camera with the driver. You take your funny headgear off. And you guys, I want to make this clear. People talk about the word shallow. It becomes this holy grail thing to work on and have in the golf swing. Let's rephrase this. On plane. Okay? I see people work this, and I get a lot of students too who have the club way underneath their forearm and are way too inside and way too shallow. So it's that the majority of the population of golfers are steep. Why? because disconnection in the backswing and out of sequence, which most people have their arms and hands and club go to the top without the body, and most people get their body going in front of their arms and hands and club on the way down. That causes a lot of this look right here, right? Now, understanding that through what we run our players through, a proper setup and a proper turn, we get them in that position that gives them the best chance to get the club on plane on the way through. But on plane just means everything's together, right? Butt of the club's more pointed at the ball, and it stays that way in transition. And it's important to know that it's really hard to get that naturally when you don't work on the setup and the backswing first. So if you're working on the downswing and you're only addressing the downswing, take a step back, take a look at your setup. Does it promote the proper turn to the top? If not, go right into getting those checkpoints down of creating the post, the brace, and the spine angle that allows for that big turn to the top. Then work on a connected hand path relative to that turn. And man, you do those two things, you guys, you're more than halfway home on that, much more. I mean, it's pretty much 75% of the way there at that point. At Forzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.